You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 451, recorded May 2023, posted May 2024. OSHA the Spider Hag.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, your dungeon master for our Dog and Pony Curse of Strahd adventures. I use he, him pronouns, and today we are continuing the aforementioned Dog and Pony crew adventures. They are deep in the bowels of Castle Ravenloft, Strahd von Zarovich's seat of power in the land of Barovia, Big Barovia, not too far from Little Barovia, and they have gone up, they have gone down, they have put a lot of steps in getting around Ravenloft, and they are assessing where they will go next. Who is this they I speak of? It is our players. Allow me to introduce them. They will then introduce their characters, and then we'll find out what happens next. First up, it's Jane Britt.
Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday night. I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue. We both use she, her pronouns.
Next up, Dan Morin.
Hello, welcome back to Tuesday night, everybody. I play Cast in Onatar's Crucible, aka Crucible, who is a warforged cleric of the god Onatar. I use he, him pronouns. Crucible uses they, them pronouns.
Also joining us, Aline Sims.
Remember when we walked up that really tall tower and found an evil clockwork thing? That was cool.
Yeah.
I do. Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and also our favorite Androdite.
Sorry, checks out.
Yep, it does. We all use she, her pronouns.
Next up, Erica Ensign.
Hello, Erica Ensign, she, her. I play Brildish, the Dwarven Paladin, also she, her. Brildish has a celestial pony named Pony Sindelarant, and his pronouns are he, him.
And finally, everyone's favorite Micah Sargent.
Oh, hey! I play Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid, as well as Samus, the saber-toothed tiger, and Danu, the fey mimic octopus. Elevor and I use he, him pronouns, Samus she, her, and Danu doesn't mind what pronouns you use for them.
So, previously on our adventures, you have been all over Ravenloft. You recently spent some time in the larders of Ill-Omen and the kitchens and supplies area, and recovered an important artifact that will help you in your fight against Strahd. From there, you descended a very long flight of stairs that took you back into the catacomb basement of Ravenloft, and actually found yourself into a room that you have been before. The adventure calls this the Brazier Room. It's a big square room with giant, terrifying looking statues on either side, but the central object in it, hence the name, is a burning brazier full of fire. There's a kind of strange framed hourglass hanging over it, and there are these little gems in little cups, indentations around the brazier, and as it written in script around the brazier is some magic writing that reads as followed. I read this at the end of last session. I read it now simply to remind you and myself. Cast a stone into the fire. Violet leads to the mountain spire. Orange to the castle's peak. Red if lore is what you seek. Green to where the coffins hide. Indigo to the master's bride. Blue to ancient magic's womb. Yellow to the master's tomb. And of course, these
still
colors
maintain that they could have just labeled it with where these things go.
Well,
this is a serious
That's not very
safety,
Strahd-like.
It's a serious safety violation.
OSHA has not been
OSHA,
to this,
That's right.
this castle.
This is where you're going to bring up OSHA? this castle literally has like a torture chamber. There's like a place just south
And a
of here
staircase with
full
no
of
railings.
zombies.
But we won't know because it's
OSHA
not
is probably
labeled.
the name of a spider hag.
Yes. Oh, yes.
OSHA the spider hag.
Ah, yes. OSHA, servant of Lolth.
Story checks out.
But OSHA is very careful with all of her prey. She wears like gloves on all her little spider hands. And
High vis.
lots of PPE.
Because she's a giant spider.
That's right.
She never stands on an office chair with wheels, ever.
Never. No, the key is you secure it in place with webbing first.
Yeah, you ever seen a giant spider stand on 8 different office chairs with wheels at one
Well,
time?
when you think about it, spiders, 8 legs, that's a lot of stability there.
Redundancy is important.
Yeah, people don't give, low center of mass. People don't talk about how safe spiders are.
People don't talk about how safe spiders
They
are.
don't talk about it.
Weirdly enough.
Why is
Usually
that?
it's the opposite.
I know that we were really. I'm pushing us back on track. I'm
Thank
force of will here. I know last
Somebody
time we
has
were
to.
like, we've got to find the heart and go
Yes.
destroy it. But I think that first we should go find the OG Piddlewick's treasure trove.
Yeah, I
because
think
we
your
don't.
you have found many things throughout Ravenloft, and at this point have checked off, I think, basically all of the things that it was suggested to you way back when, like literally years ago in Game Time. I forget which one is the
No,
time
Our
out
Time.
of, in Our Time. Madam Eva gave you these prophecies about how you could overcome Strahd in terms of, magic sword, book of vampire weaknesses, icon of Ravenloft,
Vampire
recruiting.
Weakness, great band.
Yeah. Well, they're not as good as, but
They opened up for meat puppets.
yeah. Recruiting an ally in the form of Basilica the Corpse Bride, etc. You have done those, but some things that kind of hanging things that could help you out before your final confrontation with Strahd. And I think you have a sense of where you could find Strahd in the castle. It's just a question of when you seek to, bring that hurt on yourselves. There is this strange pulsing heart at the top of one of the towers that is clearly like a source of power for Strahd, and it might behoove you to do something about that before going after the main vampire himself.
It would not only behoove us, it would please the punch out of us.
It would it would not just
Yeah.
behoove, it would hoove you like crazy.
It would pony nuts.
It would please us
And
to punch.
we never located Strahd's little book of passwords either, right?
No.
No.
An object which may or may not exist that is mainly a thing you've described about yourself and that the Dungeon Master has never mentioned. I'm just saying these
It's
are
his
simply
little address book.
Yeah, we're
these
working.
are simply words I'm saying, not the words that are being heard, but you listeners out there, perhaps you make sense of these words and make decisions. And sadly, you are not playing Dungeons and Dragons. You know things that these players could refuse to process, and we are both, you listener like me, are captive here as they do whatever they want.
What I hear you saying is we can lathe of heaven this into existence by bullying you for a while longer.
I am in and reference.
I mean,
So I think the concern with going directly for Piddlewick's remains is that we think that those are probably in the crypt, and we also think that Strahd is probably
waiting
in the
for us
crypt.
But there's I need to look back
we need
at the
some,
actual
notes.
language because I thought that we had the thought that there were 2 different
Yeah, there are.
stones for that.
Well, there are at least his place was where he was.
Yeah,
lying
so the
was not
master's
the same.
tomb. The master's tomb is different from where the coffins hide.
That is true.
Right, and
Gotcha.
the question was,
Okay.
we have the hint from the very beginning from Madam, what's her name's reading.
Eva.
Yeah.
Madam Evan's reading about where in the castle he actually is.
Right.
But in order
Yeah.
to find that out,
Do you
I
need
will
me to find the
look-
text of that
I'm
for
looking
you?
at it right now.
All right. It's probably-
If we
Notes.
if we have some degree of confidence that we won't accidentally trigger the final boss battle,
Yeah, that's the thing.
then I would say, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. If we think there's a risk of doing that, then I would say let's smash up the
I
heart.
agree.
I am a kind dungeon master. I would probably put one up one of those screens that's like, no save points after this area. Please make sure you want to proceed. And then Micah would argue with me and say, like, this is all a front.
Yeah, probably.
the
I
original-
just today listened to the episode where we first found this this teleportation chamber, and Tony made it canon that if we throw a stone in, we get the chance to look, and it like actually shows us where we would be jumping before we jump. So we could at least make a determination.
Listeners, the adventure as written doesn't include that. This is
No,
one
it
of those
doesn't.
things that a dungeon master, a kind, benevolent dungeon master, one who
That's what I'm
should
saying.
not be bullied and harried by the horrible monsters he has shackled himself to, would do. But yes, you want to throw in a bunch of stones? What are you going to do?
Yeah, if Strahd shows up and he's like shirtless and shadow boxing, we're like, no.
We won't go in there. Yeah, exactly.
We might watch for a little bit though.
The original reading says he dwells with the one whose blood sealed his doom, a brother of light snuffed out too soon.
And
That's
I believe
his brother's tomb, which is below the
that hallway
churchy place. What chapel? That's it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, but we don't know if that's literally the master's tomb.
Right.
I mean, where the coffins hide.
Let's chuck some rocks.
Very
all
specific.
right, what rock you want to chuck?
We want to chuck into green.
I think what we should do is we should chuck the green, and we should have like a different one ready to just like the study or something like that. Because if we see Strahd, boom.
Yeah.
So
reach
so
up.
if we,
wrong portal.
if we do want to attack the heart, I actually think we can chuck in the red one, because that'll take us up to the study, which is, I believe, on the same floor.
Oh, nice.
It's at least
the
in
staircase.
vicinity
Yes,
of it.
has.
The red one is a known one, but feel free to chuck stones and peek through things.
Let's chuck stones.
Chuck
Green
stones.
stone?
All right.
Let he who is without vampirism chuck the first stone.
Thank you.
Yeah, who will pick up this stone with their hand?
I'm not touching orbs.
Crucible did it last time,
I'll do it.
and they were fine.
I was fine,
right.
so I'll keep doing it.
Yeah. Crucible, just checking. Are any of your hands made out of meat since you previously touched one of these stones? Nope.
Still
Didn't
metal.
have a little
yes,
hamburger
suddenly I have
or hot
mutton
dog
hands.
smell? Yeah.
That's right. I do have hot dogs for fingers on one hand now.
Reference acknowledged.
Right. Mhm,
So you pick up one of the stones, specifically greenstone, with your totally impervious metal hand and cast it into the fire. The fire, there's like a poof, and the whole fire kind of roars into a green light, and there is a nice circular portal that kind of appears in the fire, as if it would feel very pleasing to step through that portal and go where the portal takes you. And looking through that portal, you see a strange sight. It's a darkened room, and you definitely see some wooden coffins in there. Crucible, why don't you give me some kind of, I don't know, start with a perception. That seems
yeah, I want to know how many
perception-y.
coffins.
Oh, wait, is this going to go to the coffin maker?
That is 20.
You recognize know these coffins, and in fact, you see some bits of vampire. I think they probably mainly got incinerated. It does seem to be the storage room of the coffin maker back in Vallaki, which was also a vampire nest until somebody cleared it out.
Until somebody
It's
busted
unclear who
busted
cleared
the
it.
walls and made windows.
It was the Kool-Aid man.
So, it's good to know that we can get back to Vallaki pretty quickly.
The worst
if
house
we
in
need to.
Vallaki is easily
Oh, it's fine
accessible.
now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, we cleared it.
and it's probably
good.
vacant because that guy
Yeah.
totally got arrested.
Okay,
that
so
neighborhood is probably real affordable now.
Should you want to try a yellow one next?
What was yellow?
Yellow
Maybe,
is the
or
master
we just
tomb.
just use red and go
We
straight.
should at least figure out where yellow goes if
But
we can.
we don't know if whatever's there can see back.
Yeah, but like we can if it can see us, worst case scenario, we go through one of the other portals and it has to figure out where we went.
Can't he already see
I'm
us
just worrying that the
anyway?
it is
Doesn't he
going to
know
be
where we are?
Strahd.
Yeah, but
and
Strahd,
we'll be able to
I will
Strahd
even
knows we're
point
in
out-
his house.
I will even point out in last session, I know it has been several weeks since we played, you literally strode over a glyph of warding that notified Strahd of your exact location.
No.
Oh, no,
we
wait.
dispelled it.
We disabled it.
You
We disabled
found
it.
a glyph of warding that notified. Yes.
Eureka!
Yeah.
And we specifically dispelled that so that Strahd
Okay.
would not know
How
exactly
about
where we
this?
are.
Somebody remembers the details slightly better than I do.
How about this? Are there any other ones that we want to establish? Let's do the Master's Tomb last.
Okay.
I don't want to do the Master's Tomb one.
I want to know.
think
I mean, we
we'll
could
know
do
when we go there.
we could do the violet one just to see which part of the abbey and make sure that it leads to the abbey at the mountain spire. Or no, that was the bride one was indigo.
Yeah.
Violet leads to the mountain spire. We don't actually know what that is.
Yeah.
Maybe
were-
that leads straight to the heart.
We were encouraged not to use that one.
You
Yeah,
can look
yeah.
through them. I didn't edit the rhyme to account for places in Barovia that are boring that have been cut from the adventure, but you can certainly look
I
at them.
see. Okay.
I'm not going to stop you from looking at. Sorry, listeners. The Curse of Strahd is a very long adventure. I eliminated some sections that are not as exciting as other sections.
Violet leads to a lack of desire.
Yeah. I think Lena would be chill with us doing the other ones, but she does not want us to be like pop open Strahd's coffin lid and be like, okay, good, he's in there. Close again.
I just want to see where the Master's tomb is.
Elevor is.
I think we know where the Master's tomb is.
Well, I mean, the coffins one was ambiguous, is my point. So, is it possible that it goes somewhere that we are like?
Maybe, but I feel like maybe we should see if we can find OG Piddlewick and his grave first, in case whatever treasure Elevor is going to take from there is
it's going to be so
useful.
Disappointing.
It might be.
I have not recently looked up what it is, but there's no way it's going to live up to whatever hype you all have put into it.
It's a gift, Tony. It's
It's
something
like-
that counts.
It's like a gift certificate for Toys R Us for $8.
It's a gilded bed flipper.
Oh.
That
But
would be so
Elevor
cool.
I mean, that
prefers,
would be-
Elevor
that's a
prefers to
thoughtful
flip
gift.
his bed's manual.
I'm
That's
an
the
organic
irony.
bed flipper, free range bed flipper.
It's a magic axe.
Oh my god!
So
If it's a magic axe, I'll scream.
It's a 3-pack of magic axes. They're in a blister pack.
So since I don't think any of the stones are like explicitly to Piddlewick's tomb,
No, they're not.
do we have a sense of where we think Piddlewick's tomb is?
All we know is down.
Okay.
Well,
Because
that eliminates
because
Castle's Peak.
I don't think that any of these stones
Yeah,
are
I don't
going to
think-
take us to.
I don't
do
think they'll
that.
take
So-
us anywhere near it, I think is the thing. They all take us
So-
further away.
So
Yeah.
here is my thinking. When we were in the chapel, there were the stairs going down, and there was a
It was blocked.
there was it was blocked with a little hole in it that were like, oh, bats could get through that.
Yep.
So I think if we're going for Piddlewick's tomb, we probably have to go down into the tombs.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. So yeah, heart first, maybe.
But I also feel like there's a chance that if we attack the heart, Strahd's going to be like, don't attack my heart. I like my heart.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
my
keep all my
concern.
best blood there.
Elevor doesn't care if
Okay.
Strahd for attacking the heart. I mean, like it is pulsating in his brain right now, and he really wants to just go.
You just want to.
okay.
I
Knock
mean,
it out.
considering that it was Elevor that the Piddlewick's gift is for, if Elevor just wants to go and smash this giant crystal heart, then Brildish raises one of her axes and says, "Let's go."
Listen, as a wise adventuring party once said, you gotta go up to go down.
Those people
I
were
read
never
that
proved
somewhere.
wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I will go with the will of the group. I would be interested in seeing the Master's tomb just to confirm our suspicions, but I also understand the concerns around that. So I won't.
Crucible
belabor.
waits till everybody else leaves and sneaks back and grabs one little pebble and is
Hi,
murdered
Strahd,
by
and then
Strahd.
jumps into another door.
Yeah.
So do we want to navigate there on foot, or do we want to throw the redstone?
That's a good question.
Redstone.
I feel like
Redstone.
Arrigal would like us to throw the redstone because by now he's done with his YA romance and probably
Oh,
needs to
hello.
snag
The
another
book.
one off
We
of
need
the
to replenish
bookshelf.
That's true.
I need
He
the
needs the
sequel.
second
Yeah.
one.
Yes, it's a trilogy, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Redstone.
All right, you cast a red stone into the fire. The fire burns with red light. A portal opens up, showing you the familiar to you at this stage of things. I forget what it was exactly called.
The
but
study?
Strahd's
Study.
study? Yes.
Office.
I mean, it's the rooms of
Meditation
like
chamber?
weaving or
Library?
something.
It was
Drawing
the
room.
It was the room next to the series of secret passages.
Oh my god.
Oh,
All
my
right.
gosh.
Let me let's go to that map. Is that what we're doing now? That's how we play this game?
Yep.
So many.
I mean, assuming that
cobwebs.
Strahd's not like just like, sprawled on the couch or something like that reading a book. Like, then we might change our minds.
Although, honestly, if Strahd is sprawled on the couch reading a book, I say we go for it.
What is
Element
it
of
in this
surprise.
scenario? Oh, okay. You don't want like we're not making our move. Like, hey.
Okay. All right. I have taken you to a previously seen map. I think your tokens were all walking down a spiral staircase. So let me remind myself the description of this for you and for our listeners. This is the study. A blazing hearth. I don't remember if that's still burning. I feel like perhaps you've put it out at
I
this
think
point.
we went through
Yeah, we
several
did.
secret passages. Yes.
Yeah. The walls of this room are lined with ancient books and tomes and YA manga. Their leather covers, well oiled and preserved through careful use. All is in order here. The stone floor is concealed beneath. That's a strange way of describing it, but this is what they write. The stone floor is concealed beneath a thick, luxurious rug. I would just say it's covered.
We never
the
checked under there.
In the
I was
center
just
of the room is
thinking.
a large, low table, waxed and polished to a mirrored finish. Even the poker in its stand next to the blazing fireplace, previously blazing, is polished. Large, overstuffed divans, I think that's a piece of furniture, and couches are arranged about the room. 2 chairs of burgundy-colored wood, colored, you can't drink it, with padded leather seats and back cushions face the hearth. A huge painting hangs over the mantelpiece in a heavy gilded frame. Yeah, you've been here before.
Yeah, but we never looked under the rug.
You want to do that
And
now?
now we must.
Yes.
Mhm.
There's nothing there.
To see the floor concealed.
Wait, nothing?
Well,
Beneath.
there's
Not
stone.
even a floor?
There's
It's a
stone.
void.
Oh no, you found a hole in the map. You've been killed by level geometry.
Oh, man. Did we
We
clip?
just keep falling.
Just looking at this floor just reminds me how many weird rooms
Yes,
there are in this building.
Remember, this is the 3 secret passages from here is his legitimate vault, his treasury.
No, it's 4
Yeah.
secret
4
passages from here.
Here, there's a treasury with a fort built inside of it, full of magic stuff. And you were like, "We're not dealing with this now. We don't.
No, we
we're
just
not-
don't know what
we're
the
not here to
password
take him
is.
down.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we're not here to take him down Al Capone style. We are going after him directly. We are not
This
getting
isn't
him
a
on.
heist.
Yeah, we're not going after him for tax evasion.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
But you know that north of here, it goes from the kind of, these are the kind of slightly more like, this is Strahd's quarters, and there's a
Cushy.
weird bathroom full of blood and a bedroom with a misguided teen in it, and
Not anymore.
Nope.
and a spooky dining room. But north of that are some passageways that are in disrepair. They're open to the elements, and I think you're going to head that way because you know it leads to one of the central stairways of Castle Ravenloft, which goes up and down. There are 2 towers
Up
for Castle
and down
Ravenloft.
in this economy?
Yeah. Well, there's the North Tower and there's the High Tower. I believe you have been up the High Tower.
Yep.
You have not been up the North Tower, but you know that the stairway, the big spiral staircase with no railing for the North Tower, is just a short jaunt north of this study. Is that where you want to go?
Yeah. Have we been to the bottom of that staircase?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
We did look down it, though.
You look down.
We looked down, and I thought there were like more smaller stairs at the bottom.
There were. It does. It looks like it. I mean, you are several levels above the main floor, the first floor of Castle Ravenloft, and this huge tower. This is a huge spiral staircase, but not the kind of spiral staircase with a column in the middle. Like this is just an open pit in the middle, and you
Like the
can
2
see
spiral staircases at the Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. that are self-supporting without a central.
if you say so. But yes, you can see way down several floors to the basically main level of Ravenloft below. I said you've never been there. Is it possible you poked your head in there from the chapel? The chapel was certainly in vicinity of that.
I think so,
Oh,
because we've
yeah.
been down in this region
Okay.
on lower levels.
I'm looking at all the other maps and looking
Is it
at
uncovered?
what have you uncovered before. There are some things. Look, you know what? Looks like you've never been down there. So
Okay.
No.
yeah,
We just
Bummer.
looked from
Yeah.
up above.
you've just
Yeah.
looked from up above.
Lena reminds everyone, I think there were flying swords on these stairs. Just just keep an eye out.
Try not to
All
fall
right.
off. Also,
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
no handrails. We got to get that OSHA spider to spin some safety nets.
All right, you're gonna head in that direction. You may wish to set a marching order.
Actually, I have a mechanics question. So I was just
Is
I
your
just
car
went
misfiring or?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
just went hiking and fell once, and luckily
You never
not
want
to
to
my
fall
death.
again. Okay.
And
yes, very lucky.
one of the things the people with us was what I'm doing in the end of this is trying to convince Tony, everybody, that this is going to be. So one of the more experienced hikers who was with us said, "Hey, if you get down on all fours, or if you bring yourself lower to the ground, then you are going to be less likely to fall."
Lower center of gravity.
By
Just
lowering
because
your
you're a
center of
spider.
gravity or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because you're a
If you
spider at that point.
Yeah, if you walk like a spider, that's classic spider advice.
My
Yes.
favorite Bengals song,
Yeah.
"Walk Like a Spider."
So my question is,
Was this an
given
Eagle
that
Scout?
There are, it may have been.
We
I'll have
know
to
each
ask
other.
about
You
the
can say his
badges.
name. Yeah.
It's Toby Maguire. I am wondering if the flying swords, if they're trying to knock us off of this, if we might mitigate that by spider walking or crab walking or basically
Or just,
laying
you know,
low.
I'm not
Or-
spider walking.
Or could that possibly improve? Okay, for those of us who want to, could
Lena
that
gains
possibly
inspiration.
improve our chances of not getting knocked off game mechanics wise?
I think you could take a variety of methods in how you position yourself on this precarious spiral staircase with no railing and it's not a bottomless pit. You can see the bottom. It's just very, very far down.
That's fine. Bottomless pit won't kill you because you never
Yeah.
hit the bottom.
You could do. I think there's probably a variety of things you could do, though they might make it harder to be, offensively
effective.
against flying magic
Right.
swords. So I will remind you, you have been, at least one person poked their head in this hallway before, and the idea is there's a separate set of maps for the giant staircase going up. So you see the little red tinted stairs leading up there, kind of the top left.
Mm-hmm.
And then above that is
Ugh.
a throbbing crystalline heart. As you step onto the spiral staircase, a reddish light flares high overhead, then settles into a dull, pulsing red glow. You now see the full immensity of this tower. The spiral staircases circle up the tower's full height. The tower, 60 feet wide at its base, becomes narrower as it climbs. At the pinnacle of the hollow tower, a large crystal heart pulsates with red light. Above the heart, the stairs continued upward. Floating around the heart are, it looks like, 10 flying animated swords. Technically, they're halberds, which are halberds. Halberds. Which are not swords.
Halberds.
But they use the stats of a flag.
Oh,
Sorry.
I just shaved my hall beard. Now I can't use it. Stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Do fly? So they're enchanted. Do we think
Yep.
a dispel magic would have any effect on them?
I remember asking Crucible about this at some point, and I don't remember why, but I specifically remember talking to you, Crucible, about it at one point.
Did we
and I
determine
think
they're
you-
actually creatures and it doesn't work like that or something? I don't remember.
No, I don't remember what you determined last time, but yes, they are magic. They're a construct crucible, and dispel magic would be bad for them.
Oh, wait, okay. It would be effective.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you have enough juice in your dispel magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. The limitation on that will be it's only if there's 10 of them, I can only target one at a time.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
What's your
Yeah.
range on dispel magic? Can you do it from here?
120 feet. Not
Heck
bad.
yeah.
But
I mean, if you started as we were
Kinda short on
approaching and just continued to keep doing it, they would There's a
Yeah.
chance they could be pared down a bit by the time
But
we get up there.
it's a third level
Although
spell,
they might come
so I'm
at
just
us.
going to start. I have a limited number of spell slots, and that will also burn through them.
Yeah, they're not
Very
going to wait
quick.
there patiently while you pick them off one by one.
Mhm.
They're not ninjas.
What if I try to shoot them? Like, might
Yeah,
it
and I mean,
knock
anybody
them
with
off their...
Distance attacks could try to. Now, is the roof above the heart intact, or is it open to the sky?
It does look like there must be some kind of chamber above the heart, because it is not open to the sky.
Oh,
Sorry, Elivor.
I thought
No windows?
There are no windows at this part
I
of the
mean,
tower.
we could try attacking them from here and then not be on the stairs when we fight them.
Yeah, that's kind of my idea with trying to shoot them down.
I've been placing a lot of
an
tokens
arrow.
on the. We have kind of two side by side maps. This is a little bit of a challenge.
Gotcha.
Because of the vertical nature of our battlefield
Mhm.
here, we may rely a little bit more on theater of the mind.
I mean, if they come at us, we're going to be on the stairs and have to fight them.
I would recommend
I
being
think-
on the
Oh.
stairs as opposed to not on the stairs.
I do think we should probably start by trying to pick them off as much as we can before we
Yeah.
close with them. But that may, even if we knock them a few out, that'd be. A
So
benefit.
here's my question. First and foremost, I misunderstood. So this is good. Call lightning can be used inside.
It voids your warranty.
It just says, yeah. If there's not room to accommodate the cloud, it doesn't say anything about needing to be outside. So like if you looked up at the ceiling and you're already up at the ceiling, then obviously you couldn't put the cloud. But if there's space above the heart.
Oh, we have so much vertical space.
Yeah.
Vertical space is you got a lot of that.
But here's the problem is that this is a concentration spell. So Elivor's going to need to like sit cross-legged against the stairs and have you all kind of like go after the swords.
Brildish would like stand in front of you and just be like, roar, and protect you.
If you want me to cast it now, I could also wait and help you take out the swords first with other, ranged spells.
Of course, you're going to do it and we're going to find out that lightning has no effect on this stupid thing.
Right.
Oh, no.
And also, it might have effect on the... they're constructs. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that we
metal.
should get into it. Like,
Just get
I don't...
into it.
Let's mix it
we
up.
can't, we
Just
can't
climb the
always build a
stairs.
mousetrap.
Crucible's halfway through building a mount. Oh, now you tell
I mean,
me.
Marching order is slightly less
Yeah.
important because basically all of us are going to be open to the edge of the staircase. I think we should hug the wall as opposed to standing along the edge of the stairs.
Yeah.
But still, I think it makes sense for either Crucible or Brildish to go first and the other one to go last, just in case something comes up the stairs from below. But
Good
honestly,
idea.
What are
and
your-
Brildish would like to be near Elivor, just in case, if Elivor decides to try to cast a concentration spell. As a paladin, I can use my protection and throw out my shield to
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
take at least
so-
one attack, make at least one attack during
Two questions are
on a
relevant
turn.
to that. Brildish, what is your ranged attack situation right now?
my what now?
Yeah. Okay. So you should
yes,
go
it's-
first because you're going to probably
Mhm.
close with him first, and I will be in the back.
I mean, I do have 3 javelins.
So I think there's 2 things we have to figure out. One is marching order, and one who does the first attack. I would actually vote for Arrigal, because Arrigal is an assassin.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you can sneak and.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
no, I was
and-
just thinking marching order. Brildish should be in front because more
Yes.
likely to engage the front line, and I'll
All
stay
right.
back.
And then I'll
'cause
be
I've got ranged
behind
stuff.
Brildish. Well,
And then
Samus will be right behind you,
Or
Brildish.
At the
I mean,
risk of-
Crucible with the highest armor class could go first.
If they're flying around, they can hit any
That's
of us.
true. You're right, you're
presumably, right.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
At the risk of
Okay.
angering the dungeon master, do we
Oh, that's
want
me.
to? Yep. Do we want to
Risk
Do we
it.
want to tie everybody together with rope?
No, because
No,
if
'cause
one
then
of us goes down...
Yeah, but if one of you
Well,
goes
I
down,
mean-
you vastly outweigh the rest of us. Vastly
That's true.
outweigh them, right? So
I mean, now
Not
then
if
you-
it's you.
Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
Brildish with all
And
her
now we
spooky
have,
money.
let me say, I'm not going to stop you. I'm concerned about the length of then. I answer the question, do whatever you want. And then you're like, okay, but do we tie like pony?
Maybe we
Pony is
each
a
have
pony.
like there's like a rope buddy.
Who has like featherfall? Let's take a moment and think about things that would help in this situation.
Look.
Does anyone have featherfall? Does anyone have like boots of
I
spider
think we can all
walking?
agree that falling to your death is a personal responsibility issue that each of you is you know.
None of us have Featherfall?
No
Oh, this
Featherfall.
We
will
don't
be
have
fun.
wizards or anything, so that's. I think it's predominantly a wizard / maybe bard
Okay.
spell.
Well, we do have do we have any, let's see, do we have any diamonds? We have a diamond, right?
We did
We have
collect some.
3, I
Yeah,
think?
we collected some diamonds.
Okay, so 3 of us can fall to our deaths, provided that none of them are.
And I have a scroll of
Crucible.
Revivify.
And I have reincarnation.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm feeling a lot better about
How
this
many
now.
of you have prepaid for your funerals? Just a question that I, as a dungeon master, like to
Brildish
ask
just wants to be
the
tossed,
I already-
tossed off the side of a mountain.
I already got a coffin
efficient.
with my name on it, so I'm set.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
That's
Yeah. You still got to pay someone to dig
every
the hole.
Barovian child, as on their first name day, receives.
It is a dour culture, but it is
Dark.
theirs.
It's true.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
So much time. Yes.
And also, I just want to make sure, did we get to the point where my axe was no longer -1? Or
No.
okay,
I don't
Uh,
think so.
I
Well,
remember it was -2, and then Crucible kindly fixed it enough so that it was -1. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, just checking.
I think that's where it is.
Okay.
All
That's-
right.
that's what I have on my sheet.
I rolled initiative for the flying halberds
Okay.
like 12 minutes
Okay.
ago.
Sure.
Well, but could we get a sneak attack on them?
Yeah, they're floating around. They are
Mhm.
seemingly unaware of your presence.
Even though we were all going blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Okay, who?
Go gadget
we want-
Arrigal.
Okay, Arrigal is going
And
to...
the marching order. Like I put myself on pony at the front.
All right, I am
Okay, yep.
underneath Imra on the map.
Okay, I will move.
All right. So Argal has assassinate, and he's like, guys, when I tried this on you, it didn't work, but this is gonna go great.
His heart
This
wasn't
time
in
I
it.
mean it.
He's learned a
Yeah.
lot. He's learned a
He
lot.
has learned a lot
From us.
So, let's see. So during his first turn, the assassin has advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn.
That, I guess.
So
So your main targets are there are 10 flying halberds. Halberds? Am I saying that right?
Halberds.
Yeah.
Owlbirds.
Halberds.
Halberd.
Halberds.
Owlbirds? I think that's an owl. An owl.
Halberds.
You just say owl. You don't have to say owlbird. That doesn't make it. That's redundant.
Are owls
So,
birds? Are we sure?
I was
Owls are
excited that we
100% birds.
I don't know.
I don't like people joking about that, even for joke. It's you're doing damage into the world. People might one person could have listened to this podcast and unlearned that owls are birds, and that I can't allow. Like,
I'm sorry. Back on track.
yeah,
we don't
back
have much
on
time.
owl birds.
So I was excited that we would be able to use the assassinate. Any hit the assassin scores against a surprise creature is a critical hit, but Arrigal did just straight up crit.
Okay.
So
Okay, good. That's good.
yeah.
Is
So-
Arrigal attacking? And I apologize, I did not actually put Arrigal in the turn order because I never remember which of your sidekicks are and are not in
No
the turn
one ever
order.
remembers Arrigal. It's very sad.
With
is Arrigal
Arrigal's light
attacking
crossbow,
the heart or one of the more menacing flying swords?
one of the flying swords.
All right. So Arrigal fires a crossbow bolt up at
Yes.
one of the flying swords, and what happens?
So
It hits
let-
directly.
That's tend to be how a 20 works.
Okay, so that's going to be 4 piercing damage.
Double the.
It's
double
double, yeah,
everything.
right.
Any dice you
Roll
roll.
the die twice.
Yeah, any die you
Roll
roll.
the die twice.
double-
Okay,
doubles.
so flat damage is going to be 14. Sneak attack. We'll just take the flat sneak attack damage for 14 twice.
Yes.
So
So 28 total damage.
28 plus 14.
All right,
there you
the
go.
crossbow
Now we're
bolt
talking.
Yeah.
fires from deep down, I mean, or at least a level down the tower, up to one of the floating, flying halberds, slowly orbiting the crystalline heart. It hits it right in the kind of the joint where the blade of the halberd is affixed to the shaft, and the whole thing just like shatters into a spray of wood and metal that immediately loses its magical powers and comes crashing down the tower, clattering against stairs way below you.
And then I think everybody
Lena
else like
or
immediately
Jane?
jumps
I
into
didn't-
action, right?
Yeah. I didn't even ask you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pick one of these 10 at random to be
Yeah,
murdered by
totally.
Arrigal. Okay.
And Arrigal's like, hey!
A little round of applause as much as
That's
we
why
can.
they call me Assassino.
Assassino.
Arrigal. No, they don't.
We do
Literally,
now.
no one calls you that.
How many more flying swords do I have to explode
Brildish
before
under
you
her-
agree
all of
to
them.
call me?
All of them.
Brilish under
Nine
her
more.
breath says, Assassino.
Jane, do you
eyes.
want to quickly roll initiative for Lena and Arrigal? It looks like Elevor is probably going first.
Yes, I shall.
And I think you basically have your it looks like everyone who's rolled initiative so far beat the halberds. I will tell you, the halberds are not wimps, but they did go down with one critical. And it's probably just a question of what can you do at a range before they fly down and try and impale you.
Now, do we get a surprise round because basically Arrigal shoots and then we all just throw something? Or are they magic enough that they jump in the split second after
I think
Arrigal hits them?
you were ready with a surprise.
Okay.
So
I mean, not that it's super
So,
helpful
yeah,
for
what-
Brildish,
Arrigal
but
also got a 23 initiative.
okay, Arrigal, MVP, everyone's favorite
Aw.
character.
Everyone's favorite Arrigal.
Okay, so
MVNPC.
Elevor, do you want to do something?
Yeah, Elevor will aim at one that's nearby within
Mhm.
60 feet of him
Yep.
and will cause a fire to appear in
Mhm.
on the owlbird, and does you need to make a, let's see, succeed on a dexterity saving throw of 16, please.
They are very dexterous because they
I
are flying.
Forgot there was a
axes.
saving throw for this.
I have
That's
rolled
annoying.
a 19.
That's very annoying.
Sorry. Did you try
That's
and
it.
create a bonfire on a flying sword?
That's
mean,
what
that's-
I was doing.
That's a
Oh, no,
tricky
you made
baller
it-
move.
You
But
made it worse.
Yeah,
now
the
it's on
bonfire-
fire and
Yeah,
coming
you
at us.
miss and the bonfire forms in the air near the flying sword. And then
That's okay.
fall.
I can frostbite it next. It'll be fine.
Did I mention that there are so many innocent people that live at the bottom of this tower?
we looked
Aw.
down. There were
Oh,
no people.
suddenly.
Yeah, there were not. Imra, do you want to do something?
Yeah, so I get 2 attacks per action, so I do get to fire
Yeah, do
2
it.
arrows in a surprise round. Okay. So I'm going to, my range is 150 feet. I'm going to aim at the furthest, the flying sword that's furthest away that I can hit,
Mm-hmm.
so that people who have shorter range get their choice.
How generous and show off.
I know.
Smart.
I know. I rolled a heckin' 1.
Unless you have an impressive modifier, that's not going to do it.
It is a
But-
plus 10.
That's,
That
yeah,
is
but
an
it's
impressive
not-
modifier.
It's not impressive enough.
I guess this
don't
is where
think.
it's really no one. You know, that was like you were like testing the air to see how far it was
Yes.
away. The second
Is the
shot,
resistance different
that's the
here?
shot that you really care about.
Oh my gosh.
Checking the
That's
wind.
better. It's a 26.
All right, that
There you
hits
go.
a flying axe.
All right. And we are doing 10 piercing damage for whatever that's worth. I
For
don't
piercing a sword.
oh, piercing a sword.
Mhm.
Like if it's bejeweled or something, I'm aiming
Yeah.
right for a jewel.
You know,
I don't-
if that halberd had blood, it would be bloodied.
Okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
hmm
Yep, and I don't get any bonuses, so I am done.
Crucible.
How far do we establish we are from these things?
I mean, I think it
60?
depends where you are exactly, but I imagine that you have there's probably a halberd within 20 feet of you up.
Oh, okay.
I think
Great. Perfect.
Imra just chose to shoot like way across the tower at one that maybe was 60 feet away. I don't know. There's also some trigonometry involved here that I refuse to do.
Fair.
I'm going to do something I should be doing more of. I'm going to buff. Let's cast some bless.
Well, well.
Drink some protein shakes.
Who would like some bless?
What exactly does Bless do
I
again?
forgot what
Bless.
this does.
Up to 3 creatures of my choice within range whenever they make an attack or attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends. Target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw. Concentration up to 1 minute. So
I mean,
This
Lena.
basically covers this combat.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Yeah,
think of
Lena
like the
should-
people who do the most damage, and that's not Roldish,
Arrigal?
I'm afraid.
Am I giving
yeah,
bless
I'm-
to an NPC?
And
Yes.
Imra,
Yeah, Imra, I
probably.
think too. Yeah, so Imra,
Yeah.
Arrigal, and Lena will all get a bless. So that was a full action. Now I'm trying to remember
why
if
didn't
there's
I-
anything else I can do bonus action wise. I don't think so. So let's make that my move.
All right. After Crucible is Broldish.
Well, I have 3 javelins, which I clearly have not yet thrown because I still have them. So let's try throwing a javelin at whichever one is closest. I guess
This
would
is
make sense for-
interesting. A javelin
Yeah.
at a sword.
Javelin versus halberd.
Guess who else rolled a 1?
Oh, no.
Clatter, clatter,
oh, sorry,
clatter.
not a sword.
I mean, maybe it lands on the stairs somewhere. I don't know.
Mhm.
But I do get to throw 2 because
It's very
I have 2
dangerous because you're
attacks.
throwing up so that javelin could come back
Yeah.
down. You got to make
have a
sure it's a
shield.
parabola.
My
Yeah.
eye.
You got to
That's
throw
like,
up
it's
to
a
throw down.
convenience. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Dan.
Oh dear. All right, that's for fighters with nervous
I
tummies.
regret nothing.
Lena.
Okay, that's wait.
Oh.
I get my second attack.
Oh, is your second
So-
attack also throwing a javelin into a pit?
It is. Well, maybe. Let's see. That is a 16 plus 8. That's all right. That might hit.
Yeah, that
right?
definitely hits.
20. Okay. Yay. And then it is. Let's see. I need a d6 plus 4. So that is 7 piercing damage.
All right. That inconveniences 1 Albert.
They're not
Mhm.
immune to piercing damage?
No, they're
Oh,
they're
they
a
These
are.
are
construct.
physical things.
They're a physical thing. I'll tell you, they're immune to things like poison and psychic. They can't be blinded because they don't have eyes. They can't be poisoned because they don't have blood. They can't be frightened because they know no fear. They can't
Canon
be-
I mean,
for
my-
halberds.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
My javelins were silvered. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
sounds
that
like
doesn't
an
make a difference
existence
either.
I
Yeah.
could get behind.
Yeah, well, maybe when your characters all die, you can be reanimated as flying halberds and float around Strahd's crystal and heart for the rest of eternity.
In my next life.
Honestly, that's a better retirement plan than most millennials have. So,
Amen.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I'd have a house.
Yeah. Well, it's not yours, and it's
Well, a roof
horrible.
over your head.
I'd have a
you
roof,
have a
over,
roof.
My,
Yeah.
over my head.
Yeah.
A warm lamp.
/ crystalline heart.
Mhm.
Lena, I think it is
Pretty.
your turn.
Job security.
So, in order to activate my insightful fighting and get sneak attack despite not having an ally near it, I need to make a insight check contested by their deception.
Uh,
Um,
huh.
I'm a
Oh,
glaive. I'm a
sneaky,
glaive. No,
sneaky
just kidding. I'm a
halberds.
halberd.
so 17 to see into the mind of these swords.
So what am I rolling for them?
It is a
Deception.
Deception?
deception check.
What is
from
deception?
the
Remind me, what is
sword.
deception based on
Oh.
charisma?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
what
is.
You know, I think this is unfair that these swords have such low charisma. They're
Yeah,
flying
actually, I would assume
swords.
that would be high. Yeah.
No,
They're charming.
I think the fact that they have any
They can't say
charisma is
anything
pretty,
to us, so.
I have-
pretty interesting.
I have rolled a 0. Well, I rolled a positive number, but it is modified to 0 because they are inanimate. This feels unfair. But yes, you have seen into the heart of these flying swords / halberds.
I think
listeners,
he's flying that away.
I apologize. I keep using the terms interchangeably. I know that there are like medieval weaponry nerds that have like thrown this
Yeah.
podcast
Yeah.
out the window. They are
Actually, they
for
hit it with a halberd, is what they
The,
did.
the adventure calls them flying halberds, but then it just says there are no flying halberds in the monster's manual. Use the flying swords.
so what you're
I-
saying, Tony, is they're great at deception.
Well, I'm just saying
Oh.
I am looking at text that says flying sword again and
Gotcha.
again. So I apologize for my inconsistency. I'm
Yeah.
a bad person. If you are frustrated, I'm sorry. But
Yeah, this is her inquisitive trait.
Yes.
So this is her going into like heads up display.
So do you-
like if I shoot
You
it,
see the code. Like they're a construct.
Yes.
You're seeing
Yeah.
the code they're operating
do
on.
you
Yes,
now know a lot
exactly.
about flying weaponry?
no, but I can use my sneak attack
Okay.
despite not having an
And that's
ally
more
Got
adjacent.
it. Okay.
So if she could choose, that's what she would choose.
For sure.
All right. Hand crossbow. 60.
What is the armor class of these? The 16 will hit a fun fact. Flying halberds have a lower armor class than flying swords.
Oh, brother.
That would have missed a flying sword. It hits a flying halberd. They hit harder.
That
but
makes
they're
sense.
slower.
They're a little bit.
There's more
Exactly.
surface
They're
area.
larger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So roll some
that is
damage,
going
Lena.
That's just science, Tony.
It's just science of magic swords.
That's exactly right.
That is 32 damage.
Okay, you murder
Goodness
a sword.
gracious.
Yeah, that's why we make insight checks on flying sword.
Yeah. All right.
Contested by deception.
Now, this was your surprise round as you were creeping up the stairs at the Crystalline Heart protected by the floating halberds. Does any of your other sidekicks do anything on this? I assume Basilica is not really a ranged person, nor is
Samus is
Androdite. Samus,
No.
Samus has
Pony.
not secretly bought a gun during all of this.
That would be cool though.
She
Pony.
opens her mouth and there's a gun inside.
Yeah.
Now she shoots bees out of her mouth.
Oh, wow. So I think we start the turnover on the non-surprise round. You beat all of the floating halberds. Did very poorly on initiative, so you
Despite
basically all
their
get to go
dexterity.
again.
Yay.
And it's basically a question of how many flying halberds are going to have a chance to fly down and halberd you. So Arrigal, followed by Elevor, followed by Imra, followed by Crucible, Brodus, Lena, and then halberds. Arrigal, you gonna fire at them with a crossbow?
Yes.
Remember that there is
That
one
is
that already took some damage
12.
from Brildish. So I don't know if anybody wants to double up on that one or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Arrigal would target that one.
A wounded
I
one?
think. Yeah. But that's only a 12.
12 will not hit. Elevor.
All right,
Amber,
He
get
only
ready.
has one attack.
is changing techniques and is going a
Unless
little cold
it's with the short sword.
this time. I need the nearest flying owlbird to make a Constitution saving throw of 16.
I rolled on the die a 16. Their modifier is +0, so I got it with a 16. Sorry that I'm so good at saving
This
throws
is
today.
really getting on my nerves.
I'm very sorry about that.
You see some ice sort of form on the halberd, and then it just disappears.
Imra.
So I'm gonna aim for the one that is bloodied first. 15.
15
No,
is
16.
their armor class. 16 is one better than their armor class.
Okay. So that is 11 damage.
All
on that one.
right. A third halberd clatters to the ground, no longer animated.
Okay.
7
and we have
halberds remain.
one more that is damaged, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna aim for that one.
Yep.
16.
Still hits.
And another 11 damage.
That's enough to kill the injured
Nice.
halberd.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Good work, team.
Crucible, I think.
Yes. All right. I think now. So, do we have any that are currently injured, damaged? I guess. Okay.
Nope.
So
Got
I'll
5,
target a
6
new one,
mint condition ones.
and let's just go for a sacred flame.
Can we retrain them? Can we make them our friend?
Can we?
You don't need to rehabilitate everything.
It's just they're
These
just
aren't even
handling.
ghost people.
It would
They're
be
evil
cool to
magic
have
swords.
These two flying swords just going, or halberds rather, going with you. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, if they were just fine. I actually do have a spell kind of like that.
Oh.
I haven't used it yet because I haven't had an opportunity. Let's. That would be a super weird spell to cast right now. Just
Hold on. I need an hour.
Yeah.
everybody time out.
Should I start?
Car.
Car.
Okay, I will. I'll just cast a sacred flame. So have them make a dexterity saving throw. One
They
of them.
are very good at that.
And
I have rolled
dexterity's
a
really good.
16. Or I have. When you say rolled a number, is that ambiguous in terms of.
Oh, no.
I got a 16.
I take it as you mean you
Okay.
got.
Okay.
I mean, unless you
Are you
then
sure it's
follow it up
16?
with and I add, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna believe you.
Okay.
Could it be one less than 16?
It could not.
Is there
I'm
any
sorry.
way?
I have not rolled below a teen on a saving throw yet.
What if I stop saying owlbird? Can it be one less?
I'll think
than
about it.
60?
See if I find a way to debuff these guys. Well, that was an action. How's everybody doing? Anybody need healing?
Nobody has been attacked
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
Soon.
Yes. soon.
Broldish.
In which case, I think I'm done.
All right. I have one more javelin. I might as well throw it. Let's see what happens. Oh, an 18 on the die, so
That'll
hit. And max damage, so that is 10 piercing damage.
All right,
Nice.
you badly injure one of the halberds.
And I don't want to move up yet because I don't want to leave Elevor behind. So, yeah, like it's being turn-based makes it hard to coordinate movement. So,
Yeah.
I think you just need to. It's gonna.
I had planned on making my way up the stairs to be nearer the top so I can see above the heart a little bit better. Not that it really matters. So if you wanted to move up,
like Brolish will look back at Elevor and depending on Elevor's body language might not take it a full move, but a few steps.
Yeah.
I think we're
ahead.
never gonna get. We got to, in order to get up there, we all gonna have to move, and you will probably have to
Although,
separate.
actually,
from her
I
at some
just
point.
remembered that if there's still swords, they're going to get to go, and I don't want them to be
you
able to
might
hit
wanna-
Elevor.
Yeah.
Although why are you so far away from me? You're not supposed to be that far away from me.
Oh, that's they're switched. Samus is here. Elevor's here.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute. That's okay. Staying put so that I can use my protection if necessary. Done.
All right. Lena?
All right. Would you say that most of the swords have about the same state of mind,
Yeah.
strengths, weaknesses?
I would.
Okay. Cool.
There's one that's just a bit of off kilter, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. One hasn't had its coffee yet. Sorry, I just imagined
Okay,
an
that is a
axe drinking coffee.
17,
I feel it.
which we know hits, and then that's going to be 11 damage, followed by 12 sneak attack. So that's 22
So,
piercing damage.
all right, you are murdering another halberd. Do you care which one it is, Lena?
DM's choice.
All right, I'm just gonna go with this one. I think they're all gonna fly, so it doesn't super matter geometry wise. They're not limited by stairs. They're just gonna go down, and you are all down. All right, you murdered another one. Anything else, Lena?
Nope.
All right, Samus would go next. Animated. Oh,
Samus is going to
do
ready an
something this time.
attack.
Oh,
Samus is going to
attack.
ready an attack. Yeah, if one of the halberds attempts to attack Samus, Samus will claw.
All right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 halberds remaining. One of them has been significantly damaged. I think they are just going to swoop down and attack these interlopers who have come into the Heart's Tower. And they've got that, focus on player character menace to them. So they swoop down to attack. There's 5 of them. There's 5 of you. So let's see here. They swoop in and they are going to do attacks. Broldish, this is an attack. I'll do these one at a time. And one of them I think will get close enough to trigger Samus's attack.
Excellent.
Okay, so one at a time. Broldish, I have rolled a 15, is not very impressive.
Nope.
Elevor, I have rolled an 8.
Not very impressive.
Imra, 10? Jeez.
No.
Remember before when I was rolling saving throws and I was great at everything?
Yeah.
I prefer this.
Lena, 12. Crucible, 20.
Oof.
Nope.
No, 21, isn't it?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
me.
It's 22 now, I think.
Mine is 23.
What?
It's 23.
That's
That's
not
right.
a lot.
That's not a number.
So none of those hit?
None of those hit,
No.
but also Samus doesn't hit.
Okay, Samus swipes at an axe. So all of the axes that are remaining have come down. Just going to move the dead axes off the map because the map is getting cluttered. But the heart is perhaps in reaction to awareness of your presence, perhaps in reaction to half of its defenders being felled. The heart starts to throb faster, and the whole tower starts to kind of shake in rhythm with the beating crystalline heart. And as the heart kind of shakes and the whole tower tremors and pulses, ba-bump, 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 you also see shadows on the stairs above as several creatures are creeping at first down the stairs, and then they kind of climb over the stairs and start climbing down the walls in your direction. You are not alone here in the tower with the flying swords and the crystalline heart. There are
Tell me it's not
vampires.
OSHA the spider hag.
There are vampires crawling down the walls of the tower, eager to investigate who has come to meet them here. Is this the moment of success where you will defeat the Heart's defenders and rob Strahd of his fancy, sweet crystal heart that also is really great for him? Or is this the place where vampires murder you and throw your remains many, many feet down to the bottom of a tower? What's the deal at the top of this tower that does have a roof? For answers to questions such as those, tune in next time for Total Party Kill, the Dog and Pony Show, Curse of Strahd.
The Incomparable Podcast Network. Become a member and support this show today. theincomparable.com/members